Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for Carleton University's open house today. My name is Emily, and I'm an international admissions and recruitment officer here at Carleton. And I'm also an alumni. So I graduated a little over 5 years ago with my degree, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. But I am so happy that you've joined us today. My colleagues and I are here to share lots of information about Carleton, to talk to you about the opportunities that are available to you, and to hopefully get you excited about joining us next fall. So we have here a chat function that you can use. Maybe you've seen some messages in there already. Feel free to let us know, say hello and let us know where you're from. Over the next few hours, we're going to have 5 different sessions. So each one is going to be approximately 20 minutes in length. We're going to cover things like reasons to study at Carleton, how to choose a program that will be a good fit for you, how to apply, the admission requirements for our programs, student employment opportunities, your residence, your guaranteed residence, student life, services, supports, and even so much more. After the presentations, there's going to be a student panel, which is your opportunity to hear from current international students. I do see we have lots of people in the chat letting us know where they're from. We've got Pakistan, Turkey, India, Nigeria. This is awesome. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So great to see people joining from all over the world. And sorry, what I was saying is that we will have a student panel. So this is your opportunity to hear from current international students at Carleton who are going to share their stories and their experiences so far here as a student. After that, we're going to have a virtual lounge. So if you didn't get any of your questions answered, or if you still have some lingering questions, feel free to come join us in the virtual lounge. I'll be there and my colleagues will be there, and you can join our tables, which means that you have the opportunity to chat with us through like a chat-based text, or you can turn on your camera and your microphone and we can have a conversation face-to-face. Just some housekeeping items. Each session has a chat function, as I can see is being used right now, which is awesome. Hello, everyone from around the world. There's also a Q&A button. So we invite you to ask your questions using the Q&A. And you can use the chat to like you're doing now, to say hi and to let us know where you're from. When you're asking questions in the Q&A, we just ask that you just save your questions. If you've got questions for a topic that's not related to the one that's currently being presented on, we will have presentations on other topics. So maybe just hold your question for then, or feel free to come and ask us your questions in the virtual lounge. But yes, please feel free to use the Q&A to ask your questions. We are more than happy to answer them. One of the last things I just wanted to mention is that we will be giving out prizes today to the 3 people who are most engaged throughout the open house. So you can use the reactions button to send us your reactions, use the chat, use the Q&A, come join us in the virtual lounge after, and we will be giving out a prize to the top 3 engaged people. And the prize is a free direct application to an undergraduate program at Carleton. So we will get in touch with the winners after the event, and we will also announce the winners at the end of the event. And finally, if you have any technical support needs, you can use the little, the question mark. It's a purple question mark on the bottom right hand of your screen. And after each session ends, there's going to be a slight pause. So the session will end. You don't need to click anything. You don't need to go anywhere. Just hang tight. And the next session will begin about a minute later. So you can sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I'm going to get started in a minute with my top 5 reasons to study at Carleton presentation. Okay. So, as I mentioned a minute ago, and for anyone who maybe has just joined us within the last 30 seconds or minute, welcome. My name is Emily. I am very excited to have you here at our open house today for international students. I am an international admissions and recruitment officer, and you can't see them right now, but I have lots of colleagues who are here with me to help promote Carleton and to help share the really exciting opportunities available to you as a prospective Carleton student. So I'm going to talk to you for the next 20 minutes or so about the best reasons to study at Carleton. And these are some of the reasons why I chose to study at Carleton. So I graduated just over 5 years ago with my degree in criminology and criminal justice. And while I'm not an international student, or I wasn't an international student, I still was able to really appreciate the benefits of studying at Carleton. And I'm very excited to share what those are. So, the first great reason to study at Carleton is our location in Ottawa. So, Ottawa is the capital city of Canada, and we have a population of a little over 1 million people. One of the great things about Ottawa is that we are surrounded by nature. So, we have tons of parks and green spaces and waterways. And actually, Carleton's campus is located right beside the historic Rideau Canal and the Rideau River, which makes us a beautiful riverside campus. You can check out all of our pictures online, but you really actually get to see the true beauty when you come visit our campus. Oftentimes, you'll see people outside taking a walk, having lunch, even studying by the river, which makes for a really nice atmosphere. I really like the nature part of our campus. In the summer in Ottawa, there's lots of activities that you can do. You'll see people often hiking, biking, doing water sports, zip lining, there's golf, and much more. We are located right near Gatineau, which has beautiful forests and lakes and beaches and nature trails and really beautiful lookout spots. And then in the winter, when it gets cold and it snows, we have lots of opportunities for you to ski, snowboard, snowshoe, and go ice skating on the Rideau Canal. So lots of activities to do no matter what season it is. We also have a very vibrant and diverse culture in Ottawa. So throughout the whole year, no matter what season it is, there's always events and festivals happening. So for example, we have Winterlude in the winter, we have Blues Fest in the summer, which is a 10-day music festival where lots of artists will come and perform. And we have Canada Day every July 1st. We also have lots of national museums and galleries and historic sites throughout the city of Ottawa. And a bonus for you as a student is that most places, most museums, most galleries are free for students on Thursdays. So you have a really great opportunity to get out and explore the culture without actually having to spend money. So I really liked doing that when I was a student. Thursdays were my sort of exploring days. And then for anyone who's interested in sports, we have a couple of professional sports teams in Ottawa. So we have our NHL hockey team, the Ottawa Senators, and we have our football team, which is American football. We have our CFL team, the Ottawa Red Blacks. Now, we have something that we call the capital advantage. And so studying in Ottawa as a student, you can really, really take pride and you can take advantage of the capital advantage. So what this means is as a G7 capital, Ottawa offers an unparalleled network of government departments, international agencies, companies, and an extensive diplomatic community. So as a student, if you're taking part in co-op or you're doing an internship or you're doing a field placement, you have the opportunity to work at these different companies and different organizations. And even sometimes we have leaders and experts from these companies and organizations coming into our classroom and actually teaching our students. We are also, so when I say we, Ottawa is also a hub of social and technological innovation. And it offers students unique opportunities, like I just mentioned, employment opportunities and co-op opportunities in the public sector, in the private sector, and in the not-for-profit sector. And then finally, Ottawa has a very vibrant entrepreneurial culture, and we are home to one of the leading North America's leading tech hubs. So it's called Canada North. It's located in the west end of Ottawa, and we have over 450 companies ranging from small and medium-sized companies to really big multinational companies that are really at the forefront of innovation. So lots of opportunity for you as a student in Ottawa, which you would likely not be able to get anywhere else in the country. Reason number 2 to study at Carleton is because of our scholarships. So we have 2 types of scholarships at Carleton. We have automatic scholarships and we have prestige scholarships. So if you are applying to one of our undergraduate programs and you have no previous attendance at any post-secondary schools, so no university, no college, you will be automatically considered for a renewable entrance scholarship. And the way that you can qualify for one of these is by having an 80% average in your final year of high school, 80% or higher. The higher your average is, the more money that we'll be able to offer you. And it ranges anywhere between $4,000 and $16,000. So let's say, for example, you have a 95% average. You will receive the $16,000 scholarship. This $16,000 will be spread out over your 4 years of study. So we'll give you $4,000 for your first year, $4,000 for your second year, etc. In order to maintain your scholarship throughout your degree, you do need to maintain an A- average while you're a student at Carleton. Now, we also have a prestige scholarship. So the scholarships that I just mentioned are automatic. You don't need to submit an application for those scholarships. But the prestige scholarships are not automatic. So you do need to submit an application, and we are looking for high achieving students. So if you have a 90% average or higher in your final year of high school and you've participated in extracurricular activities, we want you to submit an application for a prestige scholarship. The application deadline is due on March 1st of each year. And like I said, we will assess your range of extracurricular activities. So if you've taken part in any sports in high school, if you have volunteer experience, if you've participated in anything that's given you great leadership experience, maybe you were part of a club or like a musical group or theater, anything that you've done outside the classroom in high school, we want to know about it for your prestige scholarship application. These scholarships range anywhere from about $20,000 to approximately $52,000. So they are very, very valuable, and they are competitive. But if you qualify, if you think that you qualify, please, we really encourage you to submit an application. Reason number 3 for choosing Carleton is because of the great experiential learning opportunities. So if you're not sure what experiential learning means, it is essentially learning by doing. So we do have lots of classes where you are in the class, you're listening to your professors, but we also know that it's important to put your knowledge into practice. And the best teacher can sometimes be experience. So we actually have 12 different types of experiential learning opportunities for students. These opportunities can take place in the classroom, in the community, or in the workplace. So some examples of experiential learning we have for our students would be applied research projects, case studies, which is very common in our business programs, field experience, so field trips, going out, learning and taking like a day or even extended field trip, interactive simulations, labs, so this will be really labs will be very common with our science students in our technology programs, our technology courses as well. We also have practicums and placements, which can be similar to co-op, but a little bit different sometimes in the hours, number of hours worked, and whether it's paid or whether it's for a credit. Campus entrepreneurship. So we have our innovation hub, which is where students can come together. They can benefit from the mentorship of professors and upper year students and graduate students, and they can essentially bring a business idea and try and bring it to life with the help of their peers. Co-op as well, and I'm not going to go into co-op because we actually have a session coming up a little bit later about co-op and about employment opportunities for students, but that is a really, really big experiential learning component that we have at Carleton. We also have industry or community research projects. We have internships. We have performance-based learning. And we also have service learning, so volunteering and doing things within the community with usually a reflection component on it, which is part of a course. So lots of opportunities to get outside of the classroom and to put what you're learning into practice. Reason number 4 for choosing Carleton, and personally one of my favorite things about my undergrad experience, is residence. So as a first-year student, you will be given a guaranteed spot in residence. And again, this is for students who are coming from high school and have no previous attendance at university or college. So residence is guaranteed for your first year, and we have 11 residence buildings, and there is a 12th one currently being built. So if you're in grade 10 or 11, it will likely be ready by the time you get here. And these buildings are located right on our campus. So you don't have to take public transportation to get to any of your classes. You are so close to your classes. You are so close to the library. You're so close to the athletic facilities. You really don't have to go far for any of these things. It's very convenient being close to all of these things. It makes it it saves you some time. It helps you when you're trying to navigate campus during that first week of classes. And we actually have something that is one of my favorite parts about Carleton's physical campus is we have underground tunnels which connects every single building. So you can actually go from your residence room to anywhere on campus, and you don't even have to go outside. So if it's raining, or if it's cold outside, you can actually get anywhere without having to bundle up and go outside. So definitely a huge perk of living on campus. So it's very convenient. You're very close to everything. It's a great way to meet other students, possibly other international students. You'll likely meet other international students, but you'll also probably meet students from across Canada and from different places in the world. And you'll also meet lots of students who are from Ottawa. So it's a great way to make friends, make connections as well. And residence is great because it has lots of common spaces for you to use. Like every floor has a TV lounge, every floor has a study lounge. So these are places that you can go and you can study with your friends, you can watch movies, you can have gatherings. It's a really, really communal atmosphere. So that's what I liked about it, is that I felt like I was really part of a community. And I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details of residence because we do have a session coming up a little bit later where you'll learn about the meal plan, the fees, the different types of rooms available. So I'll leave that for our presentation a little bit later, but I really just wanted to emphasize that living in residence is a really, really great way to start off your university experience because of the opportunities to meet people. There are also lots of events and activities that happen throughout the year, specifically for resident students. So I remember there being the roommate game where you get to enter and you get to see how well you know your roommate. There were also paint nights and different movie nights. So it's really fun. It's a great way to get involved and make your Carleton experience a little bit more meaningful. And then top 5, my 5th reason to choose Carleton, my 5th great reason to choose Carleton is because of the diverse and supportive community. So we at Carleton, we want you to be successful, and we have lots of supports and services available to you to ensure that you are successful. You will hear about some of these supports later on, but I do want to highlight the International Student Services Office because this office is here to support you before you arrive to Carleton. So they are there to support you and answer questions about applying for a study permit. They provide orientation activities once you arrive on campus, and they provide transition support. So they really want to make sure that you are supported throughout your entire process. We want to make sure that you are, we know that it's a big deal to move across the world potentially, and to live in a new city and to live in a completely new place. So we really want to help ease the transition. The ISSO has international students who are there to mentor you. They're peer mentors, so they can share their experience to help ease your transition as well. We also have different supports within academics and wellness. So we have our Center for Student Academic Success. They are there to host workshops for you. There are peer-assisted study sessions. We also have our Academic Advising Center. So these are really great resources for you to take advantage of to help be successful in your courses. And then we also have mental health and wellness support. So we have a counseling office specifically in residence for resident students. And then we also have a health and counseling service office for all students on campus. And then there's lots of different initiatives and events that take place throughout the year, where we want to help our students sort of take a break from studying, take a break from assignments. We want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and that you're living a very balanced life. And we also have lots of clubs and societies for you to take advantage of. So whether it's a sports team, competitive or recreational, or you have a hobby, we have Model UN, we've got a gaming club, we've got Women in Business Club. We have so many different clubs for you to get involved in, to make your Carleton experience that much more meaningful. So I know I just talked a lot to you about the really great opportunities that, or the really great reasons that are there for you to study at Carleton. So I just want to say before I wrap up this session, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, my name is Emily, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions you still have. You can join me at my virtual booth at the very end of the open house. You can send me an email, which is on the screen here. But I want you to hang tight, because our next session, once this one ends, our next session will start automatically. So please stick around, and we will see you in the next session. Thank you.